Well guys, every time I make a video talking about this topic, talking about relationships, talking about men, women, anything like that, I always get a lot of pushback in the comments, especially from women, obviously, because they think when I make these videos like this, how not to be screwed over by women, that it's about them personally. And they want to defend themselves, so they get down in the comments and they go off on me in the comments telling me how wrong that I am, how not all women is like that, how they're not like that. And that's fine, and they could be correct. And I think that they probably are. Not all women are like this. Obviously, there's some good women out there, a few, but trying to find one of those good women that isn't trying to screw you over is a rarity, or that won't screw you over in the future. And another thing, they always come out and say that the same thing could be said, about men. And for most of it, that's probably true, because there are sorry men out there also. But there's a lot of sorry women out there also that are just looking for men to screw over in one way or another. And I want to make this video to help people, to help guys who are considering dating, getting married, having children, or maybe you already have, maybe you haven't learned your lesson yet. I'm trying to make this video to help those people to not make the same mistakes again. Because it seems like that a lot of men, unfortunately, they will make the same mistakes over and over and over again. They will get married, they will get screwed over, they have to pay child support on a kid that's not even theirs for years, thousands upon thousands of dollars, and the kid wasn't even theirs. And then they'll go do it again and again and again. It's like they don't learn their lesson. But this isn't about every woman. I'm not saying every woman is like this. I'm not saying that every woman is bad. But this video is to help guys to avoid making these mistakes with ones that are. So let's talk about it. Well guys, one of the biggest mistakes that I see guys making all the time, and this is really a huge deal. It's gotten so out of hand that there's been states that is putting laws on the books to require paternity test at the time of birth to make sure that the father is actually the father, and it isn't somewhere else. It isn't Pookie or Ray Ray or Tom down the street that came in your back door. You went to work and impregnated your wife or your girlfriend. A lot of women reject this. They don't want this at all, these type of laws on the books. And why is that? Why don't they want these laws in the books? You would think that women would be one of the most outspoken supporters of these laws, because they would want, you would think, their husband, their boyfriend, hopefully their husband, to be the father. And they would know that he was, because they hadn't been having sex with anyone else. And they would want that to be out of the way, 100% proven at the start. No question whatsoever, but that's not the way that it is. A lot of these women have spoken against these laws. And there's a reason for that, because they want to be able to get into what they want to do, cheat, and everything like that with everyone that lives on your block pretty much, and everyone else around. They want to cheat with, want to have their fun while you're at work, while you're sleeping, while you're resting, while you're taking care of the other kids. They want to be out getting banged by someone else. And then if they do end up pregnant, they want to be able to say, well, it's yours, honey. And you sign the birth certificate and you pay for it. Lots and lots of men have paid for children that wasn't theirs. And a lot of the men still yet to this day, and a lot of women also will tell men this, but they know better, most of them do in my opinion, that even if you sign that birth certificate and later on it's proven that the kid's not yours through a DNA test, that you can stop paying child support. you can take it back to court and get that child support dropped. That's not the way it works. These laws are for women, pretty much. And if you sign that birth certificate, it's not saying that you're the biological father, obviously, but a lot of people take it that way, it seems. It's saying that you agree to raise that kid. You agree to pay for that kid. And if it comes out later that you're not the actual father, that someone else is, it doesn't make any difference. The court will still make you pay for that kid because you signed that contract that said you would. So the best way to avoid this is to not sign a birth certificate until you know it's yours. I know this is going to piss a lot of women off because, oh, you're supposed to trust your wife, you're supposed to do this. Why? Why would you trust anyone in a situation like this that could ruin your life, could ruin you financially? And why would the women reject this? Why would they put us in an argument about this? You would think that they'd be all for this, but no, they're not. So never ever, guys, sign a birth certificate unless you know the kid is yours. Get that test done to make sure at birth before you sign that birth certificate. And she's more than likely, your wife, girlfriend, whatever, is going to cry, she's going to scream, she's going to say you don't trust me, she's going to threaten to leave, whatever. Let her go. If you don't want to get it done, there's a reason for it. They will make it your fault. They will point fingers at you to make it your fault, to make it the guy's fault. You don't trust me, they will cry, they will scream, they will get on the floor, they will throw temper tantrums, they will make it your fault somehow, tries to. You don't fall for it. Before you sign that birth certificate, you make sure that that kid is actually yours. And then if it is, you raise your kid because it's your responsibility. It's your offspring. You should raise that kid. You should do everything you can for that kid. You should take care of that kid to the best of your ability. But you want to make sure that it's yours and not Pookie, Ray, Tom, whoever down the street. You want to make sure that it's yours and not the guy that she works with. That's her friend at work, her work friend, her work husband. You want to make sure that it's your kid, not someone else's. There's nothing wrong with that. And to the women out there watching this video, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a guy having common sense. It's a guy not wanting to get screwed over. It's a guy knowing how life actually is. You have to be careful. You have to make sure these kids are yours before you support that kid. And if it is, then it's your responsibility to support that kid. So you want to do that 100% for sure, without question. And guys, the next way that men get screwed over all the time by women is they have joint checking accounts and savings accounts. When you get married and you start one together, that's different. And you're both putting money into that, you're both doing that. That's what I'm talking about. But you will have men and women also, but I'm looking at it from a man's perspective. Like I said at the start of the video, disclaimer, alert, Karen. They will have money in the bank. You will have a man that has $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in savings, has his own savings account, has his own money in that savings account that he made, that he worked out before he even met this woman. However, within 6 months, 3 months sometimes, he'll meet a woman, he'll fall madly in love, they'll get married, he'll put her on his checking account, on his savings account. 2 years later, the accounts grew. It has 35, 40, 50, even more thousands of dollars in that savings and checking account. She starts seeing someone else down the street. She starts seeing someone that she works with, whatever, her gay best friend. She starts seeing that guy. And next thing you know, she's gone and your bank account's been drained. You have nothing. Everything you saved, everything you had before you even met this woman is gone. Poof, in the thin air. And guess what? You can't do a damn thing about it because you put her name on it. Her name was on it. Her name was on the bank. Her name was on the checks. Her name was on the accounts. You can't do a thing about it. And her and her new man will be out living it up on your dime because you were stupid. And if you do that, you actually deserve it, in my opinion. Never ever whatsoever put anyone else on your account that you already have, that you have money in, you already invested it in, that you've worked your life to build up. Never put anyone on that account besides you, because it can be taken, and it most likely will be. How long does these relationships last? Very, 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 very short usually. And a lot of these people, a lot of these men doing this, aren't even married to these women. But they will put, the woman will complain, she'll whine, oh, we've got to make this easy, we've got to just put me on it so I can write checks, you know, and I can use these cards and things and everything from the bank account. Put me on it, you know, I love you, honey, we're a great couple, we're going to be together forever, blah, 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 to get her name on it, because she knows it's a legal, binding contract, because her name is on it. Her name is on the checks. Her name is on the account. And if she gets sick of you, something happens, if she meets someone else that's more exciting than you, someone that's got a bigger cock than you, she may be gone and take all your money with her. And she'll be out with her new man, living it up on your dime. So never, ever do that. Now, if you get married and you're both working together and you both open a joint account together, she's working, putting money in that account, you are too, that's different, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But why in the world would any man be stupid enough to have an account that already has thousands of dollars you've worked, saved, grinded to build and put in these accounts, in his savings for his retirement, in his 401k or whatever, his checking accounts, his bank accounts? Why would he take and do that and work his ass off all his life, putting all his resources, all his time, and building that up, to put someone else's name on it and then get that drained? And there's nothing you can do. But like I said, you can call the cops, you can whine, you can complain. It's over. It is over. Just like signing a birth certificate, it is over. These laws, all these things favor, you know, the woman. Don't do it. Don't do it whatsoever at all. Another thing that guys do, they will have a house. And I've known of people, men, owning a house, getting married, and putting their wife's name on the deed of the house, because she will convince the guy that if something happens in a relationship, like you die, you get sick, then she won't be able to get the house. You know, someone else might get the house. Okay, that's a valid argument. However, still don't do it. There's other ways to do that, to make sure that she has a house. If she stays with you, that your kids have a place to stay. There's other ways to do that, like wills and things like that. But putting her name on the deed is not a good thing, because you already own the house, you've paid for that house, it's already yours. You get married. Even some people does it with their girlfriends. I've heard about. I don't personally know any woman, but I've heard that people's done that. They put their names on the deed. They go to the courthouse. They get their name put on that deed, and they own half your property. Nothing you can do about it. Legally, you're screwed. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is dumb, in my opinion. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you put yourself in that much risk of losing your house that you paid for before you met this woman? And like I said, I've read and heard that people doesn't do, I can't talk today, that people are doing this with their girlfriends because they get told, you know, they're living girlfriends. They'll live together for a couple of years, and she will come up with, I will lose, if you die, something happens to you, what will I do? You need to put my name on this deed. I'm going to be with you forever anyway. No, don't do that. If you want to do anything, you can put her on a will, something like that. That way she can get it if you die. And it's obviously accident, something like that, cancer or something like that, heart attack. Then, you know, I'm trying to find this word here, guys. Anyway, even if you're on a will and she knows it, to give her the property if you die, unsuspicious circumstances. If you die, there's no suspicious circumstances. That's what I was trying to find that word. I was skipping my brain completely right there for some reason, guys. But even if you put her name on that, you may end up dead. You know, I was dating a woman a few years ago, and she wanted to get married because her thing was getting a house. And she said that was what it was. She wanted to get married. That way, if something happens to me, you know, she can have a place to stay. And I didn't do it, obviously. So, because I had more sense to do that, because like I told her, that more than likely if I did, I'd end up dead in 6 months. That sounds bad, but I understand. I know when it comes to money, when it comes to things like that, when it comes to a $300,000 home, which is a lot here, I understand that people will kill you for 20 bucks anymore. And things happen. You know, accidents can happen. So who knows what these people might do. It sounds bad, it sounds paranoid, but it's not, because people get screwed over all the time. Men get screwed over all the time. Now, if you get married and you both get a house together, you work together to pay the house off, that's fine and dandy. Her name should be on the deed. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying this, if you already own it, it's already yours, it's already paid for. Now, if you have a house and you just got it and it isn't paid off or anything like that, and she wants to start paying payments on it, then that's a different story also. And what I'm talking about, though, is if you already own it, it's already yours, it's free and clear, and you put her name on the deed. That's just stupid. It really, truly is. She didn't pay for it. It's not hers. She don't deserve it because she married you, talked you into getting married. She don't deserve it for that reason. And if you do give it to her in a will, it should be because of your kids, in my opinion. That's just my opinion about it. You may bitch and you may groan and you may get on the comments and do this, but that's just the way I feel about it. Something else. Never ever get married without a prenuptial agreement. So many men, even men that have money, that have property, have businesses and things already built, that they've built themselves without the help of this woman, will get married with no prenuptial agreement. No prenuptial agreement whatsoever at all. Don't do that, man. If you get married, which I don't advise getting married anyway, period, in my opinion, but if you decide to, if she talks you into it, get a prenuptial agreement if you already have stuff. If you don't have anything already and you're getting married, then you don't need a prenuptial agreement. But if you already have a business that you've put together, it's successful, and you've done it yourself without this woman, why should she be on it for? Why should she get in? Why should she be able to marry you and then divorce you a few years later and take it, or take half of it when she didn't build it? Just like your savings account, your checkings account, your house, everything you own. Just by getting married, you sign that marriage license, get married, she takes it on a few years because she gets bored, because she wants to go out and get banged by this guy down the street and over here, or maybe this and back here, or maybe the next door neighbor sneaks in the back door and you're gone. It happens all the time. So why would you want to get married without a prenuptial agreement if you've been a success? Doesn't make any sense. Now, if you don't have anything, if you don't have any property, there's no need for a prenuptial agreement, in my opinion, because why would you? You don't have anything. But I'm talking about you've already built this. You've already put this all together. You've done this without her. You've got to protect yourself because you don't know what she's going to do later on. If you got married and she stayed and she built and she helped you until you died, that'd be a different story. But let me tell you something, guys. There's no guarantee of that whatsoever. There's no guarantee she's going to stay. More than likely, she's not. How many marriages end? A lot here in the United States. A lot of people get divorced. It happens all the time. How many people do you know is on their second or third marriage right now? How many men do you know has been screwed over by a woman? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, it can go either way. The same, if you're a woman and you have property, you have a business you built yourself, why wouldn't you get a prenuptial agreement? If you have money in the bank built up, why would you put a man on your account? It can go that way also. But like I said, looking at this from a man's perspective. Oh boy, I tell you, some people just don't learn. They really, truly don't. My brother, he found a good wife, in my opinion. So there are good women out there. I mean, Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that. My brother's not perfect. His wife's not perfect. None of us are perfect. But as wives go, she's a good one. He's lucky. She works. She actually loves her job. And she's a supervisor at a cancer research place, or a cancer treatment place, proton cancer treatment place. She's highly educated. She's smart. They have a beautiful son together. She's a good woman, in my opinion. Much better than the first two lunatics that he married. He did good this time, in my opinion. But what's the chances of you finding anyone worth the crap like that? I mean, really, you can. It's possible. But it's not a guarantee, guys. It's not a guarantee. My brother got lucky. Be careful, that's what I'm saying, guys. Be careful. Don't believe what they say. When they tell you, I love you, honey, in 2 weeks, they don't love you in 2 weeks. That is horse shit. You don't fall in love in 2 weeks. If she's saying that in 2 weeks, she's lying to you. Don't believe that shit. The same thing, if you're a woman and a guy tells you, I love you in 2 weeks. He don't love you in 2 weeks. He don't even know you in 2 weeks. So how's he going to be in love with you in 2 weeks? How's she going to be in love with you in 2 weeks? Complete, total bullshit. It's a manipulative tactic is what it is. They're telling you that. They're trying to move the relationship on quicker. They're trying to push it on more quickly. Don't fall for that bullshit. It is ridiculous. It really is. You're not going to meet someone, fall in love in 2 weeks, in a month, actually in 2 months. You may be in lust. You may enjoy their company. You may enjoy whatever with them, but you're not in love yet. You don't know these people yet. You don't know them deep down. Within, the first few weeks, first few months, they're putting on a show. They're putting on their best. They're putting their best foot forward. They're trying to make you see what they want you to see. And this can go for either one, the man or the woman. I'm not saying either way. It happens on both accounts. So you're not in love. You're not. You may think you're in love with your own self, but you're not. It's your emotions. There's no such thing as love at first sight. That is that's a total complete fallacy. There's no such thing as love at first sight. And I've seen a lot of people on Facebook, for example, within 2 or 3 weeks, oh, we're so much in love. I love you, honey. I love you, honey. 2 more weeks later, I hate you, honey. You're a piece of shit. It's over with. They didn't love each other. They want to get on Facebook and post that crap on there. I mean, it's ridiculous. It really, truly is. I've got an ex that everyone she's been involved with, she's in love with. Meet these guys, and within like I said, a couple of weeks, a month, oh, I love you, we're so much in love. 6 months later, they're separated. They're not together anymore. She's trying to find another one. It's ridiculous. It really is. It really, truly is ridiculous when you get into these relationships and things and look at what people do and how they act. I mean, my goodness. How pathetic are a lot of people. Actually, most people, it seems, when it comes to relationships. You're not in love that quickly. I mean, if you think you're in love in a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, then you need to get your head examined, because you're not. And that's another thing that allows men and women, but like I said, men's perspective here, it's another thing that gets you screwed over because you think you're in love. You think it's going to last forever. Oh, she's in love with me. She says she's in love with me. She does everything I want her to do, and sexually, she can cook, she can do this, she can clean. I'm in love, and she's in love with me, so we're going to get married here in 6 weeks. 6 months later, got a baby on the way. 6 months after that, you're getting divorced. I mean, it happens all the time. It's crazy people still fall for this shit. You're better off, in my humble opinion, to not get married at all. Why bother? Why waste time in your life? Why put yourself in that type of risk to get married? I've been married. I done it when I was 29 years old, actually. And we were married, and we got divorced. Actually, we got married, and I filed for divorce. I tried to get it annulled because it's pretty quick. because I realized I made a mistake because I was young, and I made a mistake. I realized it as far as the marriage part went, because the way everything was going right at that instant. I realized she wasn't ready for marriage, and neither was I at that time. But I did it anyway. Got married, and then just a little bit later, I realized this was a mistake. We're not ready for this. Not saying she wasn't a good person or anything like that. I'm just saying she wasn't ready to be married at the time. So, she was just off of a divorce maybe 6 months before that, so she wasn't ready to be married again that quick. And the way things were happening, the way things were going right then, I realized that after it's too late. So I tried to get it annulled, couldn't, so I had to go get a divorce. And we got divorced, but then later on, we got back together. And we actually stayed together for almost 12 years. And didn't have any kids because she already had 2 kids, and she had her, she was fixed, her tubes tight, couldn't have any more kids, so I didn't have no kids with her. But I lost what I was trying to come up with in my brain here, guys. I had a point I was going to make, but I forgot what it was. That happens sometimes. Anyway, yeah. Sometimes it works out, marriage, but most of the time it doesn't. A lot of times it doesn't, especially anymore. You know, if you got married 60 years ago, people stayed together. They were married. When they said I do, it was to the end, till one of them died, usually, most of the time. But now, I do, I love you, sickness and health, blah, 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 blah. 6 months later, 6 years later, gone, finding someone else. So you got to be careful. You really, truly have to be careful. And in my opinion, you're not to get married at all, especially if you're a man. I mean, there's a few that got lucky, like my brother, in my opinion, but very, very few, very few. So you have to be careful. You really have to be careful, guys. Anyway, if you liked the video, if you did, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully.